First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. We always appreciate you joining us. We are live streaming here out of the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. So if you're watching me right now at about, what are we at, 2:30 p.m. on this January 21st, then you know that I am live. You can also find us afterward on our Fox 12 Oregon YouTube channel, KPTV.com, and the Fox 12 Oregon apps. Today, though, we're playing a conversation that I got to have earlier today with the Wiggles. You may know who the Wiggles are, particularly if you have children anytime in the last 30 years, because that's how long they have been around. They are an Australian group. They perform kids' songs all over the world, all over television. They are a massive hit. And they have a new album coming up where they collaborated with several different artists, including Dolly Parton. And they're going to be coming to Portland, Oregon on June 5th at Keller Auditorium. Those tickets are on sale. The album comes out later on this spring. But I get to talk to two of the Wiggles, Anthony and Lachlan, or Lockie. And we talked just about the history of the group, the influence that they have on everything, what it's like making that album, and Portland as well. Let's jump right into it. Here it is, the Wiggles on Fox 12 Now. All right, well, thank you for having some time to join us here today. I know you are out on tour right now, I believe somewhere in Australia, as far as I know, but somewhere out performing for the masses, but having time to talk to us. Thank you, both of you, for joining us here on Fox 12 Now.
Howdy.
So just for context, where are you actually right now?
Oh, we're in Tamworth. It's country Australia, and they have a big country music festival here every year. Keith Urban is coming on Saturday he's like the king of country at the moment in Australia. So we're all looking forward to see Keith come home. And yeah, it's been a great week so far.
Nice. Well, and that is something that, you know, being out on tour and is something you're obviously well familiar with at this point, and just the international stardom of this. You know, I want to ask though, you know, going back to when this started, Anthony, you know, when you first started doing this, could you have ever imagined it would be to this level of what it is now for the Wiggles?
Not at all, Greg. When we started, we really just went out to make quality children's entertainment, music, theatre, and it just we were teachers, preschool teachers, and it was just a hobby that we had, and had no idea that it would take off. And 30 years later, we're doing an album that has Dolly Parton on it, Dasher, and you know, all the wonderful stars that are on it.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're looking at this now, like you just mentioned, recording with Dolly Parton. So for this new album, tell us about the album and what it was like recording with somebody like that, like a legend like Dolly Parton.
It was incredible. The album's called Wiggle Up, Giddy Up. We've released the first two tracks, the first one with Dasher, who's had a massive international hit with Austin. So that was a thrill. She came to Sydney and recorded a vocal with us. But Dolly Parton sent us like 4 brand new songs that no one's heard before. We got to do the music. We're just hearing her vocal as a vocal without music in the studio was surreal.
And something else about Dolly, here at Tamworth, which is, you know, country New South Wales, and we recently we went to the fire station, and the people there were telling us that Dolly's books, she's got an initiative where every child born can get a book as a present. That works here out in the country, and so far, you know, they've given 100 books away in the last year, and what a great job Dolly does, apart from being an incredible singer for children. And so it's just great. I feel like we're aligned with Dolly with that, so looking after children, you know.
Yeah, I mean, well, for one, what you just mentioned there too, as far as getting a track from Dolly Parton that no one's ever heard before, and you get to sit there and make the music for it. I mean, musician-wise, I'm sure that's a dream. But then also, you know, going from that and putting this album out there, and as you mentioned, helping out kids, you know, with what she does too, and with what you do. So for you guys, you know, still being out here and obviously having an effect on so many kids. What's it been like through the years to now maybe see some of those kids that you first started were performing for, now maybe have kids of their own coming to a Wiggles show?
Yeah, now the Wiggles have been going for over 30 years now. So that's true. We have parents who came and they've got their children in the Dorothy the Dinosaur t-shirt that they bought at discount 30 years ago.
And show it up there. And what is it? What is it about what you do there, for performing for kids that keeps you going and keeps you wanting to do this year after year and album after album and all these different shows that you do, but performing for these kids and bringing what you do to them?
I think learning from Anthony's passion and love for children and children's entertainment is still there, from same as it was day one. And that's what we've picked up from him as the next generation of Wiggles, and that is why we do it. The live shows, there's nothing better than getting out and watching families, a lot of the children for the first time, watch the music, and you see the love in the parents' eyes when they watch their kids. That's exactly why we do it. And just country is another wonderful form of music that we can show children. Children will be hearing Dolly Parton's voice maybe for the first time on this album, which is pretty special.
Yeah, you get to be the one to share that with them through your music. That's pretty great.
And mate, we've also did a fantastic song with Orville Peck, and he's such a nice man. He came to Australia, and we all gave him a big hug. And I love that he kind of looks like the Lone Ranger with his mask.
Yeah.
I think he's a fantastic performer. We did a song that Lachlan wrote called A Friend of Dorothy the Dinosaurs, and it's just absolutely wonderful. And Orville gave it the sense of humour that it needed, and his vocal range. Just another exciting moment in the Wiggles' life, And Dasha, when she came out to Australia, she came out to the Wiggles recording studio, and the time difference was incredible, right, from Australia and she was a bit jet lagged. We were having lunch at the Wiggles, and this has never happened. And she said, could we have a little bit of a glass of wine, please? And that doesn't happen at Wiggles. So we went out and got a glass of wine and enjoyed a lovely lunch with her at 12 o'clock, and we never will probably do it again. So that was great, mate.
I mean, that shows the wide range of people too. I mean, Orville Peck, it was incredible, a great performer, but Dasha and Dolly Parton. And, I guess that's another question for you guys too, how does it feel as performers, as musicians, to have some of these incredible artists, wanting to be on the Wiggles album, wanting to be part of what you do and create with you?
Well, mate, it's incredible. And Lainey Wilson is on the album, and Lachlan wrote this beautiful song. And just listening to her incredible craft, take it from, I was just blown out by her vocal abilities.
Yeah, she's incredible. We got to see her live when she was here in Australia, and now she's had the biggest year of her career, I think. But I think it says a lot about the Wiggles and the love that the artists have for the Wiggles, and they know that we take it seriously, and we're giving it our best go to put this album together. And I think for all of them, they were so excited. These have been like year-long chats to get them on the album. This hasn't happened very quickly at all, but it's been worth every second of waiting.
And Greg, we had a amazing pedal steel player, two-time Grammy Award winner, Lucky Oceans, and he's on the whole album. Now, Lucky was asleep at the wheel, and of course, American, but he came to Australia 40 years ago, and he's been living in Perth, Australia, which is the most isolated city in the world. And he's still got the American accent, but he loves Australia. And we were privileged to have him on the whole album. And I think Lucky being on the album gave a little bit of brand of respectability to it all,
Added that in, yeah. But living out in Perth, yeah, he's way out there. Well, talking about that, he's coming from Perth, but you're going out on this tour. You're going to be here in Portland coming up in June. Have you two, I'm assuming you have, but just in case not, have you two been to Portland before?
Many times. Over the years, we've been there. I've been there many times. It's an amazing, beautiful place. The energy. I once in summertime, I hired a bicycle and rode around. I think it's the best way to see it. But the trouble was, that you drive on a different side of the road. So I nearly got killed in Portland. So I always remember it. Thank you.
Fair enough. That is true. We have a lot of bicycle-only roads now, so it might be a little bit safer. So yeah, go on those. If it's like green on the road, then you're safe.
Oh, that's great, mate. Well done. Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't want any Wiggles getting run over by cars here. I can guarantee that. Well, you guys, thank you very much for having some time to talk to us too. And I know you're busy on this tour. I think my last thing is just for people here in Portland who maybe haven't seen a show before, maybe someone who hasn't been able to go out, what can they expect when they go out and see a show from the Wiggles?
Well, yeah, the Wiggles, as the 8 Wiggles, have never been to America. So this is a brand new tour, the Bouncing Balls tour from our massive hit, Bouncing Balls, which I'm not sure if you've seen, but it's kind of took the internet by storm when it came out. But it is a jam-packed show with Dorothy the dinosaur, Henry the octopus.
The Tree of Wisdom. We have this tree that dances, and he's a viral video hit, internet.
It's got to be fun just coming up with this stuff, I would imagine.
It's got to be fun coming up.
Oh, mate, yeah.
But yeah, we still play the hits like Hot Potato and Fruit Salad and Toot Toot Chugga Chugga Big Red Car, which all the original American fans would know. But there's all the country music as well. It's a massive show. Captain Feathersword has been there almost as long as Anthony has. The original captain as well is coming. So massive show in America throughout June next year.
Captain and I are so old. We came over on the Mayflower.
And back again, and back over here, making the journey. Well, Anthony, Lucky, thank you very much for having some time to talk to us. Really do appreciate it. And, congrats on all the success and the new album. And you performed with Dolly Parton. You recorded with Dolly Parton. That's awesome. So thank you, guys.
That's great.
All right, again, big thank you to Anthony and Lachlan for joining us here on Fox 12 Now. We cover a wide range of topics here on this show. If you haven't seen us before, feel free to check out our YouTube channel on the Fox 12 Oregon YouTube channel. Just go there, click on the Fox 12 Now tab, of course, at KPTV.com under the Fox 12 Now tab, and Fox 12 Oregon under the Fox 12 Now tab. So lots of places to see that. We cover about everything here on this show between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. live streaming every weekday. If there's breaking news, this is also the place to go outside of our regular newscasts. So be sure to check that out, scroll through, find something you like, and share it if you feel like doing so. All right, that's about it for right now, though. I'll talk